guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review before I return to work tomorrow. This holiday's gone incredibly fast, but I was sick for most of it and I've still got my throat. But good to have days off and good to sleep in late and all that kind of jazz, which I've done plenty of. So yeah, all good. Right, this is going to be the second in the punk series, and this one's interesting. This is called post-punk. I think let's have a look. Yeah, the ABV is the same, 5.4. I think the one yesterday, the normal punk, is 5.4, although they do keep changing it, which is crazy. The interesting thing about this beer, post-punk, is the hop profile that they've used, because they've only put 2 hops in it. Both of the hops in here are also used in the normal punk, but it's not a triple C hop anymore. It's a 1C. It's got Chinook in it, but it's also got Autumn, the other hop, which is also in the normal punk. So basically, they've taken variety of hops away, but more focusing on what these particular hops give, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Anyway, the can is kind of cool. Got a bit of purple in, and I quite like purple. Tropical like it's hot. Tropic like it's hot. Okay, so play on words there of the famous song by Snoop. Yeah, I remember these things barely. But hey, he's quite old now. People that say, oh, Snoop Dogg, he's the daddy. He's the granddaddy now. I think he said he's got about 10 grandchildren or something crazy. But anyway, we are still doing the 12 days of Christmas. As I said previously, it is not over on Christmas till 12th night, which some people don't believe, which is crazy. They're heathens. You don't believe in the 12 days of Christmas, or in this case, the 12 beers of Christmas. And there's something wrong with you. Yeah, bit weird in my opinion. Hey, look at that. That's a crazy amount of head there. Let us pull that over there and then a cheeky grin, as we usually do. But look at that. Well over 2 fingers head. And look, the head, fluffy, fluffy clouds. Really, some really big bubbles in there. So, yeah, I'm 100% sure that BrewDog force carbonate their beers, which to me detracts from their craft beer heritage. Wow, and that is really tropical. Wow, it's like kind of mango-y, kind of, yeah, tropical kind of fruits, but in the mango, that kind of thing. Maybe a touch of pineapple. I wonder if they use some false flavorings in there too. Not 100% sure, but I wouldn't put it past BrewDog at all. And even the colour's cool. If you look at that, it is not that wishy-washy pale ale. That is slightly darker, which to me says that they put something else in there. Back in the day, it would have been crystal malt, but probably isn't these days. It's probably like a caramel food colouring or something. Okay, a little bit juicy, a little bit citrusy, but in the tropical kind of way. That is not as punchy as the normal punk. It's a lot more mellow, which for an IPA probably isn't the best thing, but that is quite nice. If someone said that was a pale ale, I'll be like, yeah, wow, 5.5% pale ale. That's damn good. As an IPA though, it hasn't got enough punch for me anyway. Hasn't got the bitterness. Yeah, it's pale ale. Whereas the Punk IPA, which this is kind of derived from, although by pulling things out, it has got that kind of punchiness. Everything else is the same. The malt bill, I guess, is going to be the same. The alcohol content is the same. It's interesting to me how a beer can, yeah, can change what the actual style is just by pulling some hops out of it. Interesting. Yeah, it's weird. What they've done here is they've almost made another one of those kind of hop water type beers, but left the ABV at over 5%, which is cool. You could get in trouble with this beer because you could have a couple of these, especially if they were the larger cans, and then feel like, oh, I haven't really been drinking anything that strong. Get in your car, drive, get pulled over by the police, and you would be in trouble. For that. There is a slight haze in there, and I believe there's the same kind of malt. So it's got Carapale malt in there, which is a kind of wheaty kind of. It's not wheat, but it's a kind of wheaty type malt that people use. So it can give a tiny bit of haze, but I mean, it's the tiniest of tiny hazes there, isn't it? It's amazing. I actually quite like this beer. Is it an IPA in the truest term? In the American term, no. Is it? Could it be called an IPA in the British or the UK scene? Yes, and it is. As I keep saying, BrewDog is a macro brewery now. It is no longer a craft brewery. So the fact that they use craft all over the cans and their advertising is purely a marketing scheme. So yeah, from that point of view, they are not a craft brewer anymore. I love saying that because the craft people will hate me saying that. But what is craft beer? Join me down below in the comments. What does craft beer actually mean? I've been saying that shit for years, about 15 years now. But it's true. It's true now as it was back in those days. What does it actually mean? Because when you pull away the skin of the onion, if you like, you're left with nothing in the middle because it's a meaningless statement. Drink to that one. Oh. Do I like it? Yeah, it's a really nice pale ale. It's not an IPA in my book. Whereas Punk probably is still an IPA. Really weird. When you start thinking about things like that, it's just bizarre. But this one just tastes light. It tastes like a pale ale. Whereas Punk has the hoppiness. Post-Punk, which again means nothing. Yeah, is ridiculous, which is kind of what, yeah, BrewDog has become this ridiculous or full of ridicule because they come up with these ideas which mean basically nothing to sell their beers. And some of their beers are actually quite good. Yes, I am saying that. That is John is saying. BrewDog do make nice beers, but I just don't like all the other bullshit that they do. It's yeah, yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. They just stuck to making good beers. I wouldn't have any problem with them at all. Oh, that is a really, really nice beer. But I just don't like the brewery. Anyway, this has been Uncle Jonah. He says buying 12 beers of Christmas from said brewery. That's ironic, isn't it? But hey, it's beers and I like beers. Anyway, please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll be back with another beer review, another 12 beers of Christmas review tomorrow, but maybe one in between. And until then, take care of yourself, take care of each other, like I said, and I'll be back with a beer review real soon.